So you want to create personal commands for people whenever they sub to your channel. Welcome aboard. Damn it. A lot of people have been appearing on my stream wondering how on earth do I create these personal commands that people use every time they sub to my stream. So, for starters, you will need to download and install the Streamlabs chatbot for this one. This is what I use every single time somebody wants to use a command. Damn it. So for this program, in order to do this, you will first need to download Streamlabs chatbot. You can find that at the Streamlabs website. It should be pretty simple and it's pretty easy to install. It is also very lightweight, very flexible, and you can do many other things with it. But for this little program, this is how we're going to do it. Second thing you will probably need is a program called Audacity. This is a program that I personally use. It's free and you can be able to use it to record from your microphone. If they want you to say something, it will record your voice and you can be able to do stuff with that. It's pretty straightforward. It's simple. Now, in this example, we're just going to create a small welcome, John Smith. Welcome to the stream there, John Smith. After we have created the sound bit, you need to export it into a file where I'd highly recommend exporting it into a file where you know that the sound bit is going to go. In other words, create a folder for your sound. This can be on a separate drive. I'd highly recommend keeping it within a noticeable place. I have mine under sounds on my secondary drive. Now, after you've done that, you do not need to save it. I'd highly recommend not saving it. Instead, just close out of Audacity and move on to the next part. And that is the chatbot itself. First need to do is you need to locate the sounds tab. You first need to implant this sound into the chatbot. So in other words, you need to find welcome John Smith or whatever you've named it, and we're going to install the sound. Once we've done that, I'd highly recommend previewing it and then hitting the submit button. Next, we are going to create the command. With commands, I'd highly recommend starting off with an exclamation mark. In this case, we're going to hyphenate John Smith down to just exclamation mark JS. There will be a drop-down menu where it will allow you to select specific types of people who can be able to play the command. It can be selected to everyone, could be user specific, could be subs only, etc, etc. We want the user specific. Now, when that happens, you need to type in word for word, number for number, the name of the person who's going to receive the command. Only they and they alone can be able to use it. Then, this is the important part, because we learnt this the hard part when we first started. You need to set a cooldown. Now, with me, I set mine to 30 minutes. It was originally 10, but we discovered that everybody was spamming it. In order to do that, you simply just slide until it reaches 30 minutes on both sliders. Next, you need to select the sound bit from the drop-down menu. That way you can be able to hit the submit button and it should be done. And that's all there is to it, people. After that, it's just a matter of testing it out, making sure the person actually understands their commands. Now, you can be able to disable these if they've stopped subbing. I don't do it, but in your case, you may choose to. That is perfectly up to do. Simply unclick the checkbox right next door to their names, and that'll be it. If they do subscribe again, simply click on the checkbox again, and their command should be up and running. Other things you should probably know: if they decide to change their commands, and if you are willing to change their commands, you can be able to go back into Audacity. Say he doesn't want welcome John Smith, welcome James Smith. Open up Audacity and go welcome James Smith and export it to exactly the same name as you left it. That way you do not have to do the whole entire command again. Other things you should probably know is that once you close the chatbot and reopen it again, it will restart the timers. In other words, everybody's cooldown will be set to 0. So everybody can start spamming their commands again. That is something to take heed in. Apart from that, everything should be okay. If you have any other questions to this video, please feel free to subscribe to the channel, leave a comment below, and probably join me on Twitch every Sunday, Tuesday and Thursdays from 7:30 onwards in Australian Eastern Standard Time. Look for me in the channel description below. As always, people, stay golden, and we'll see you in the next video.